What's good, COD fans, man? It's everybody's favorite intro. The chat loves it. Our live chat is a big fan of our intro video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you're watching in post, man, if you're on Spotify. But Around the CDL is back, episode 66. And obviously, we have to talk about opening weekend. We're going to do PICKEMS for next week, talk about some challengers and things that went on down there over the weekend. And yeah, man, we're just going to vibe out and watch COD. Not watch COD, talk about COD. I did a lot of watching COD already today and previous days, but here we are, man. I got Lil Aches, aka Caesar Season. I got OpTic Texas Burner. This guy is looking hella handsome, dripped out with a chain and everything today. You know what I'm saying? Preston's got the beanie, Alex has got the chain, and I got the Omit jersey, so we're all dripping. But boys, how we doing?
What's up, man? What's up, chat? What's up, everybody? Glad to be back. First weekend of CDL was this weekend, was this past weekend, so that's sick. Glad to be back. Excited to talk COD. I'm already down in PICKEMS. This is bullshit. I think the world is out to get me, but it's okay. We're only down one. I need to know who believes in me. I need to have some people back, and I can't be by myself in this battle. You know what I'm saying? I cannot be by myself.
Nah, I think you're cooked, bro.
Yeah, I think you're cooked again. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, I'm doing great. Fun to watch some COD. Unfortunately, my PC shit itself, or my GPU shit itself, unfortunately, this weekend. So I could not watch Party with Jake, but I got a 5080. And I will be on this weekend for sure.
Yeah.
Saturday I may be on a little late, depending on when matches start, because we do have our closing this weekend, unfortunately. So I'll be on a little late, but I will be here nonetheless.
W.
I'm excited to talk more COD, get this weekend rolling, because then after this week we have a long ass break until January 9th, I believe it was. So
yeah,
that's not going to be fun.
Yeah, 3.5 week break, give or take. I think it's nearly a 4-week break after this weekend. But, I mean, obviously, we'll do a show next week talking about the previous week. We should do a show at some point updating our top 30 all-time list. I think that would be perfect for the break. And then, obviously, we'll do one before matches restart. So it should be a few episodes, other streams and content hopefully coming from us, too, over the break. So we'll try to keep you guys entertained where we can, man. But let's talk about last weekend's matches. I don't want to spend like a ton of time talking about them because, I mean, it's Thursday, right? I mean, those were 4 days ago. And plus, not many people listen to us to hear us talk about the previous matches like that. We don't know ball like some of the other shows like The Flank out there. But we're going to do our part just to touch a little bit on each team. And I want to start off, we're going to work our way up the standings. So we're going to go team by team with the Vancouver Surge, who got 3-0'd by the Paris Gentlemates in their one series of the season so far, of the first weekend, man. These guys got kind of cooked. It was Gwyn with a +9, Legend with a .84, which is better than Lunars, low-key. But these guys got cooked, man. What do we think about Surge?
Yeah, I mean, it's a young team. I mean, I said this in my TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok, and Preston and Jake. But yeah, I mean, it's a young team. I think they're going to get better as the year goes on. But when your veteran is Gwyn, who's only been in the league for
this is his third season,
yeah, it's a little rough, and especially going up against, I mean, the second best team in the league as well, probably right now. At least in my opinion, then you kind of just got the short end of the stick on that one, unfortunately. Matches weren't close. I mean, they scrimmed OpTic a couple of days ago. Those matches weren't close in scrims.
That was bad.
So I think it's just rough for Surge right now. But I think we just got to give this team some time. A bunch of them are, first year, second year players. So it'll take a little bit, but they did get the short end of the stick with playing Gentlemates, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This team's terrible right now.
Right now is the key, though.
That's it. It's nothing that we didn't expect. I mean, we've been saying forever that this team's going to take time. Would it surprise me if this team makes a roster change? Absolutely not. But, I mean, nobody expected this team to come out and fry and come out firing in all cylinders. It's just not the dynamic that this team is made up of. So they got a lot of work to do. I don't even know if I see any positive right now. I mean, they just look really bad pretty much in every game mode. But I'm going to stick by what I've been saying, man. I trust this coaching staff. So this is a team that you're just gonna have to give time. They're gonna be bad for a bit, but I think eventually they'll put two and two together and start figuring some things out.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think, right? We all knew this team was probably going to be pretty mid, if not bad, to start. I mean, you got Legend coming directly over from Halo, right? You got a bunch of young guys. You got another rookie in Abe. You got to think they're going to start bad. I hope they, at the very least, can get to the point where maybe they're competing for a champ spot, right? But also, it's like they feel like the obvious worst team, and there's always a team or two that's not even close to competing for champs every season, and it just might be the Surge this year, right? It just might be what these guys are. So we'll see. They can make roster changes. Legend could find form. Abe could take over. We'll have to see. But for the Surge, not the most ideal start. Now let's talk about number 11, the Riyadh Falcons, who played twice. They had a tough schedule. They lost 3-0 to OpTic, Texas, and then they lost 3-1 to the LA Thieves, man. Talk to me about the Falcons, boys. What do we think about our number 11 team in the standings?
I mean, I think they're a great team. You know, they have great fundamentals. Um,
Dude, I can't believe that shit. For context, chat, for anybody who doesn't know, I made my power rankings. All of us made our power rankings on TikTok. Again, follow us. And somebody commented and said, I don't know ball because the Falcons have great fundamentals as a team and they just need time to build chemistry. And he told me I didn't know ball because the Falcons actually have great fundamentals. So apparently the Falcons are like one of the best teams in the game, and I'm just fucked up. You know what I mean? But sorry, Alex, you can go again.
no, that shit is hilarious. But yeah, I genuinely don't know what's gonna happen with this team. Um, but they got to figure it out quick because they spent who knows how many millions on this roster. Um, and if they're not showing results, if they're getting beaten by, given they played Thieves and OpTic, probably, top three teams right
Yeah.
now. So that's a little rough, but you still expect the level of players on this team, the caliber that they have with Pred, Cell, Kids, who are all the world champs, to at least show some fight. I mean, they showed some fight in that first HP against Thieves, but other than that, it really wasn't close, honestly. That OpTic match, the first one, the first HP, it was close up until like 150, 150, and then OpTic just took off and they didn't give the lead back at all. I think this team will figure it out. People may say, they need to drop X in it, but I think we just got to give this team some time. They'll figure it out. They're 3 world champs for a reason. But they for surely do not have their fundies right now. I mean, even Dashy was saying it, I believe, on stream a couple of days ago, where he was like, yeah, like they're just not playing the map right. They're solo challenging a lot. He was like, I don't think they ever double challenge me, which again is when you're playing a team game, you want to play as a team, you want to get those trades, and if you're just solo challenging every life, you're not going to win a lot of games. So I think they just got to figure it out. I think they will figure it out sooner rather than later. Or at least that's the hope, because right now they're pretty terrible, and I don't know how I feel about them even going against some of the lower edge teams in the league.
This team needs a rule change. That's what this team needs. Because the pacing of Exnid and Pred is not working. It's just not working. I think if you let Kiz use the flex or the other SMG and move Pred to the flex, even though he doesn't want to, I think it would help with pacing tremendously. And we've seen how good Pred can be with an AR.
He still uses the AR a ton too.
I don't
And he did
understand
last
why
season.
he just can't play more of a traditional flex role. I don't understand why. I think that would help this team a good bit, because by no means do I think this team is going to be disgusting, but the roster composition that they have should not look as catastrophically down bad as they do. They look horrendous. They look lost. They look like they have no idea the fundamentals of Call of Duty, and 3 of them are world champions. 3 of them are world champion Call of Duty players. They know how to play COD. I don't understand. This team makes no sense. And I know I went on a rant saying this team's just a cash grab team. I get that. But going for the money does not mean you no longer know how to play Call of Duty. Like you don't just chase a bag and then you lose all of your intuition of playing on the sticks. You don't. They still know how to play the game. So it doesn't make any sense why they're as bad as they are. I think they should just start with like a rule change. Maybe it helps with the pacing. And if that doesn't work, this team is just chalked. It's just chalked. I don't see this being like a progression team, them getting better. They shouldn't be as bad as they are. Like there is no like, oh my God, it's a young team. Give them time. Like they're a new team. I get that, but these are 3 world champs. They should not be this fucking bad, and they are bad. They're bad.
Yeah, I feel like the problem. I mean, listen, they had a tough schedule, right? They had a rough preseason, to be fair, but like maybe they get better. Maybe this weekend when they play Boston and Ravens, who are obviously gonna do our pick'ems, maybe they look good. Maybe they win. We'll see. But I think the problem with them is they have 2 players that are, I would say, notably year over year criticized for being selfish in their play style in Pred and Celium by everybody, right? I'm not just saying us who are more fans. We're not analysts, right? We're not ex-pros. We're more fans. But everybody from the flank to the OpTic people, they all kind of say the same thing about Pred and Cel year over year. They're kind of a bit selfish. They don't really play for their teammates as much. And we have 2 guys on one team doing that, on top of Xnid, who still is learning, right? He's still learning. He's running it down. He's playing fast. And then Kismet, who's probably just trying to do everything else, because Kismet is known as an enabler. He's known as a good teammate. He's known as a guy who plays good COD. And you see it on the screen right here. I mean, he went minus 28 versus Thieves. He's being stretched way too thin more than likely. I mean, he has the damage, but he doesn't have any kills. So it's like, these guys, I feel like at some point in the season, they will be competing in that T8 range, but I don't see it being just yet. Not until we see what happens this weekend can I say it's going to be anytime soon. Because it's just like...
You two just need to ask yourself, like, between Pred and Kismet, which one of you are you putting the AR in the hands of? I don't even think it's close. I don't even think it's close. We have not seen a game where Kiz is just not butting every single wall that he runs into. That's just what he does. He was entering on a team with Hydra for 2 years. He was entering with one of the fastest subs we have in the game.
Yeah, it's definitely pacing's not making sense.
Why is he posting?
And he should not be using the sniper in SND. He's sniping in Surge, so it's just Xnid running in by himself with bomb, and then Pred's like laying waiting for a pick, Cell sitting back, Kiz is sitting back. No wonder they got 6-0'd by LAT, right, in the SND.
Yeah. Why is he on a head glitch? I don't he should be taking bomb. He should be using smokes. He should be entering. He should be laying the rock. He should be sliding in first. This is what he does. This is why he's good. I mean, what happened, I think, in this roster composition is they knew they needed somebody that was going to be willing to try to do everything else on the map that these 3 weren't going to do. And they knew Kismet would at least try, which he is trying, and to see it's not working. They knew picking up Kismet, and we said this in the preseason. Everyone said it. Kismet's a good teammate. He's going to be a guy who will actually like pick up where they're going to be lacking. The problem is he can't pick up everything at once. It's just not possible. And now he's getting cooked. I mean, he can still kind of be the everything player for this team with a sub.
He needs to be able to put pace on the map. He can't do it all if he's got to be like slowing it down a bit with an AR, or like he also can't slow it down too much, right? I mean,
in good conscience, I can't give up on this team yet because of the players that this team is composed of. But right now they look lost, and something's got to change because they just look like they have no idea what they're doing right now.
Yeah, we'll see how they this weekend when we do the pick'ems. I'm very interested to see not only what we predict, but also what they actually do, because they play 2 teams that I think most people would probably consider they should be competing with a lot of the season. And one of those teams is going to be the Carolina Royal Ravens, who lost in a 3-1 to the Boston Breach this weekend. Boston, we won't talk about them just yet. I know, right? You like that? We won't talk about Boston just yet. But for the Ravens, they win a round 11 SND, but they fall in both HPs. They fall in all the respawns, honestly, or obviously. And it was Lurks, the only one to go ever so slightly positive on this team. I mean, talk to me about Ravens, man. What do we see this weekend?
I mean, honestly, they played pretty well, but I mean, I think all of us had them winning.
We did. All 3 of us. I'm very surprised we all 3 picked Ravens, but I'm glad we did, because that means I didn't lose any points on any of you guys for that.
Yeah. But I think it was just mainly just because what we saw from the lack of watching
From
us
Boston in the
watching
preseason.
Boston, yeah, in the preseason. I mean, they didn't really show us much. They got double first rounded in that Monster Invitational, so we're like, wait, these guys might be ass. And the Ravens were looking somewhat competent in all the matches. So again, they didn't get super absolutely mega slam. That first HP wasn't. It was like 150 to like 250. I want to say.
Yeah.
The S&D was round 11. The overload was like 2-3.
Yeah, the
and
maps
then
were all kind of close.
Yeah. So again, I don't know what to expect from Boston. I think they're still the same Boston team from last year, where you don't know if you're gonna get if they're gonna absolutely pop the fuck off, or if they're gonna be fucking
Nasty went plus 25 in this series, right? Is he gonna do that every series? Probably not.
Probably not.
So if he doesn't do that, this series might be going game 5. Maybe it's a different story, but yeah.
And it doesn't. Let me actually pull up these. Or do you have the stats up?
I have it on screen. Yeah.
It also doesn't help that your main AR is only dropping 9k damage for the entire series. I mean, Slasher, brother, we gotta pick it up. We gotta pick it up. You have 3 crackheads on your team who will run at you. Like, we need you to pick it up a little bit. Again, I don't really know what to expect from this team just yet. I mean, they got absolutely mollywopped by OpTic and Scrim a couple of days ago as well. But that's what you kind of expect. Again, I don't expect this team to be top 3 or even top 4. I expect them to be in that 6, 7, 8 range.
Okay, dude, ban this guy. Ban this guy right now, please.
But yeah, I just, I think this team will get better as the year goes on. Again, I think a lot of people have Lurks as their rookie of the year. And we know what Craze is capable of. We know he's going to be nasty, and Nero, again, he's a little inconsistent at times, but if he can somewhat stay consistent and be, the player that we know him to be, and if Slasher can pick it up just a little bit, just the tiniest bit, I think this team will be solid for the entire year.
I'm not sure how many times I have to say this, but Slasher is not the AR for this team, dude. Like, he is not the correct choice to be using your main AR on this team. He's just not. The way that Slasher plays Call of Duty is a traditional, structured way, and that's just not Call of Duty anymore. It's just not COD. You don't play structured. You don't play like the way that the old CODs used to play. This is bang, this is butt, this is shoot straight, this is work together in tandem. You cannot have your AR have less than 40 engagements on a map where your subs have 60, your flex has 50. I'm not even looking at the numbers. I just know that his numbers were nowhere near the rest of his team, and I'm not expecting him to put up insanely high numbers. I'm not. But he's got to do a bit more than what he did in this series. And that's just not the game style that he plays, man. I'm not expecting, Slasher's not going to go out there and drop 35, 40 kills. He's just not an AR for Call of Duty anymore. And he's a top 10 AR of all time, but sometimes it's time to hang it up. I think it's just the games aren't made for him anymore. It's not made for his play style. It's not.
Yeah, and watch. I mean, Slasher's that guy, especially early in the season. The next game they play, he's going to have a 1.2, and he's going to lead the lobby in damage. The problem is he's always going to have these series right here, where he's playing slow, he's not getting kills, he's not laying down damage and helping his team. And as much as Slasher's a legend, and I've loved watching Slasher for, literally a decade, the Ravens, if they want to win and they want to actually compete, especially later into the season as the rookies get better, they gotta pick up, I think, someone more consistent that plays with more pace. Slasher at this point in his career he's not gonna change, right? He's not gonna be any different than he was in recent years. It just is who he is, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, like Preston said, the games aren't exactly made for the way he wants to play COD anymore. So he had a great career. There's nothing wrong with that, and who knows? He might have. And last year he was one of the best ARs in the game, the first major, right? But so we'll see what he does the rest of this split, but I do think this Ravens team has a very, very high potential. They just might end up needing one piece, and that one piece will be an AR that matches pace better with the team, because they have 2 cracked subs, and they have a very cracked flex who, I mean, like Alex said, he's getting slammed or he's slamming, right? We'll see what he gets for us most times. But I'm still high on the Ravens. I actually still think they're going to be a very fun team, and I think they're going to be a good team. I just think, I mean, if we're just reacting to the one game they've seen us, they had the exact problem a lot of people were right about, and that Slasher playing a little too slow. So
For
we will
sure.
see.
Like Alex said, that trio is nasty.
Mhm.
If they can get like a fourth, or listen, by all means, if Slasher can just figure out a way to speed it up, but we just
Yeah.
we just don't see that from him anymore. We just don't. We don't.
We'll see what we get from them. But next up, we got Cloud9, who played once and they lost in a game 5. They got Neslo'd by G2 Minnesota. This was a series where Estriel and Kremp were absolutely slamming against them. And on the flip side, Mac and Afro were laying down the law, getting a ton of kills. But look at the damage from Cloud9. 12K across the board. Putting in that teamwork and playing pretty well together, but they fell pretty much due to their SNDs. But what do you think about C9, man? They came into the season as a potential dark horse, getting 4th at the kickoff. And they dropped to G2 like they did in the kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, Siemens definitely surprised me. Again, I thought they were going to be absolute shit. I thought this team on paper, just looking at the roster, I was like, what the fuck is Cloud9 doing? I was like, I get they're cheap, but Jesus Christ, we gotta do a little bit better than this. But no, I mean, they surprised me. G2 has looked really good as well. And yeah, I mean, we just need Beans, which don't even get pressed in talking about Beans.
You already went on a Beans rant on the watch party earlier.
Beans just, again, needs to play better. Vivid, we know what we're going to get from him. Who's the main on the team? Is it Vivid or Beans?
I don't even know if there is like a main. I mean, I don't know who's going to pull out a sub if they need an extra one. I mean, Vivid used to be a sub, so you'd think it would be him that would flex.
Yeah.
They kind of have like 2 flexes.
But pacing wise, I don't think
too.
either of them are like a traditional slower role. And that's a good thing, I think.
Yeah, in the game, and I think that's why they're really good at hardpoint.
Except they got cooked by OpTic and Scrims today in hardpoint. Holy piss!
But that's OpTic. Like against these like mid tier teams, like the Ravens, Boston, G2. I think they'll win most of the HPs. But I mean, it's their searches. They lost 6-2, 6-3, and their overload 4-1. Again, I don't know how long this team has been practicing. I know there was, I don't know who tweeted it, but someone said that, or it might have been you, Jake, actually, that said that like the Monster Invitation was like the first time
Afro and Beans got to their hotel like 30 minutes before their match started.
Yeah. So, and before that, I don't know how much they were actually practicing with them being over, over in EU. So I think this team will settle down. They'll get better definitely in the searches and the overloads. And if they can keep up their HPs, and, they're a little close, but they're still winning them. The 220, 221 to 250, 225 to 250. So they're close, but they're still winning them. They're still having that ice to, be able to hold some hills. So I think this team generally just needs to work on their search and their overload, and I think they'll be fine, to be honest.
Also, just to point out, Afro had 44 in the map 4 hardpoint, and Mac had 13 in the map 2 SND. So they low-key got some players that are like popping off when they're keeping these maps close. They're winning so far.
Yeah.
If you guys were in Jake's stream today, I said this team is exactly what we talk about not doing, making a roster. Just recycling COD pros that have been in and out in the league. That being said, they haven't looked bad, so I'm not gonna like dog on them too bad. I mean, they have looked actually, from what we've seen of them so far, pretty solid.
The
like,
fuck
all
was
right.
that? That was my phone. My phone vibrated. It made a crazy noise.
Now, it was against OpTic, but I watched a team today that looked like they had no idea what they were doing on the map. I mean, not a single map versus OpTic and Scrims was close today. And they look terrible in overload, which is going to be a problem. Because if they can't figure out their S&D, they're going to get Neslo'd a bunch. Their overload looked terrible. It looked god. Now, granted, OpTic's a pretty good overload team.
Yeah.
But I think in the 3 overload maps they played, they might have had like four scores, maybe 5.
Yeah, they were getting
it
cooked.
was not very good. And this
oh my
is like
god.
What?
They weren't close. I just put up the scores.
Yeah.
The highest one was Colossus, and they got 147.
Yeah.
Oh,
none of the
HPs,
maps today.
yeah.
None of the maps today were close. And I fear that this team's going to struggle with some inconsistency factors because these aren't exactly four standout players. No disrespect to any of them, but these aren't exactly four superstars. So you may get a C9 one day where all four of them are playing well and they take a series game 5. And you're like, fuck, these guys are in this series. You also might see them show up. Half of them aren't shooting their weapon, which is very possible,
Mm-hmm.
realistic, and they get 3-0'd in 40 minutes. I mean, this team's going to be so and if but like what C9 are you getting on that day?
Mhm.
And they're going to be one of these teams. They're going to be one of the 4 teams fighting for that 8th slot at champs. It just is what it is. They're not going to be a consistent team all year. I don't see it. Uh, but I don't think they're bad. Like I said, they've impressed me at least a little bit. Like I just don't think they're going to be their ceiling might be like a top 6 is what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
I don't see them getting much more than that.
I agree. I agree. I think you guys hit the nail on the head for C9. All right, our 8th place team right now in the standings is the Miami Heretics. Miami played once and they lost in a 3-2 in one of the weirdest series I have ever watched in my life to Toronto Koi. They got 85 points in map 1. They were down 130-0 at the beginning of that map. Then they bounced back with a 6-5 win in round 2 or in game 2. Then they got 8-0 mercy rule forfeit shutout in the map 3. Koi hit the score limit, literally won that map. Then they bounced back and won map 4, and then they fell in the game 5. It was a very, very weird series. And you see there, everyone going positive versus everyone going negative. But I want to say first for Miami, I think these guys are 100% going to be in that T5, T6 range a majority of the season. They're just under practiced, right? They were still in the EU. Trake was having visa issues for a minute, so the rest of the team was here, but he wasn't. They had Eric Boom filling in for that kickoff tourney. I definitely think they're just under practice and they're going to figure it out. I think this team's going to be good at SND most of the season like they were last year. Trake showed some promise in the SNDs. Actually, in map 2, he had 9, and map 5, he had 7. So, like, I mean, filling that Real spot pretty good in the search. And I just think they got to work on the overload. I mean, getting 8-0'd is crazy. Even if you're under practice, getting 8-0'd is crazy. But generally, I'm not really like looking at this as anything crazy for Heretics. I think they're gonna be chilling. I just think they're gonna get better as they get more reps.
Yeah, no, 1,000%. And I think it's a little more shocking that Court let them go to Game 5, especially
I know.
with how dominant the hard point in the Overload war. I mean, they could have won this 3-0, like without a doubt. I mean,
They
Game
were
2
up
went
5-3
to
in game 2, by the
yeah,
way.
exactly. Yeah. So and Miami just iced up. They
Mhm.
generally just trolled. This generally could have been a 3-0 to Koi. But Miami, again, we know what they're capable of. Rancor, Super, Medals. They're going to be a good team. Again, they just don't have a lot of practice. So I don't want to put too much weight on this loss for them. I think I'm just a little more shocked on Koi's end for letting them go Game 5 versus a team like
And
Miami
we'll get to
in
Koi.
their current state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you. But listen, our biggest question mark, right? Everybody's question mark was how good is Trake's going to be? What are you going to get from Trake's? Because there's a void there with Real. Real's a very high pace, aggressive sub that is known for takeover maps and practically just entering and doing exactly what you want your entry sub to do. That's what Real's
Mhm.
known for. What I saw this weekend, I was very impressed by Tricks. This dude chows. This
He
dude
does.
enters. He's not afraid to take a gunfight. He is quite literally what they needed to replace Real. I think they just with practice, he's going to need some consistency. Obviously, it's one series, but for the series that we saw from him, it looked like he filled that Real void quite well.
Mhm.
I think this
Mhm.
team's going to be just fine. I expect them to be good and fighting on Sundays at events again. I was impressed from what I saw. That overload was a catastrophe. That's got to be cleaned up
That was
fast. That
bad.
was a disaster. That was a disaster. Um, but the fact that they took it to a game 5 with the way that map 1 and 3 went, they got some resilience, man. So you got to give them some credit. Um, you know, it was solid. Could have been better, but it could have been far worse. Koi's not exactly the easiest first matchup, especially when you're under practice. So they get some credit for sure.
Yeah, Miami's. I mean, listen, Miami's a good. They're a good team coming off a good season. Yes, they made a roster change, but They went to a game 5 with another good team in their first game being under practiced. I'm not sweating it for them just yet. Now we finally get into some teams that won a game. We finally get to our number 7 seed right now, which is the Vegas FaZe, who played twice. They got 3-0'd by the LA Thieves, and then they got 3-2'd. Well, not got 3-2. They won 3-2 over the Paris Gentlemates. Shit, talk to me about FaZe, man. What do we think about FaZe this weekend?
I mean, I think they're going to be the dirtiest Neslo team for like the first couple of for major 1 and major 2, because their HP is just so inconsistent to me. I mean, you lose to it to Thieves, but it was like 225, 250-ish. So it wasn't too bad. Simp had like 40, Abizi had like 40, so they were just going back and forth. But then you get absolutely mollywopped by Gentlemates in both HP maps. So again, they're just gonna be they're gonna have to be the dirtiest Neslo team ever.
Yeah.
Because until they can get some, and to be honest, I feel like it's mainly the CEO. Mr. CEO needs to step it up in that HP right now.
Draws he's getting shit on just generally. I think it's not even just HP.
Shit on.
But again, if I'm Vegas, I'm okay with losing map 1 because I know maps 2 and 3 I feel confident. I mean, they almost won against Thieves, but they absolutely trolled the fuck out of that. And I just think they're generally just going to win by a Neslo for most of their maps. Especially against, I mean, the one against Gentlemates was kind of shocking because Gentlemates have looked really good in all the game modes.
Yeah.
But obviously they bleed. They do look weak in their overload and in their search. Because that last search wasn't close. It was 6-0. I mean, they got absolutely bodied in that.
They got 6-0 in a game 5, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah. That, like, again, they'll pick it up 1,000%. But as for FaZe, I think if they can get their HP to even a competent level where they played how they played against Thieves in that map 1, they're going to be a really good team.
I picked the FaZe upset this weekend. I picked the wrong series. I seem to be higher on this team than a lot of people are. And for one reason and one reason only, 04. I think 04 is I said it last year. I'll say it again this year. I think he's the most underrated player in the league. I think the dude's nasty. I think the dude's disgusting because I know what's coming next out of your
I
mouth.
won't say it. I won't say it.
I think the dude's gross. And you saw it in that mate series, man. He was frying in that mate series, taking over.
I mean, that map 4 was like all him, was it not?
Dude, it was. It was.
No, actually.
Him.
I mean, they did lose by 120, but he was slamming. He was slamming.
I think this team's going to be a lot good, and I know that they're going to be dirty in S&D, which is why I give them a lot more credit than a lot of people are. And that 3-0 from versus Thieves was about as close as a 3-0 can be. It was about as close as the 3. They choked a 90-point lead in hardpoint. I think the S&D was what, 6-4, right?
Yep.
And then they almost made an insane comeback in the overload just to.
I mean, they did make an insane comeback. They just trolled.
Freaking choke anyways.
Yeah, Abuza gave up mid for some reason to go spawn kill and just left the whole mid and right lane open. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, so I'm not worried about this team. I think this is a pretty solid 1-1. Obviously, you would have liked to see them win at least a map, if not 2, against LAT. You never like to get 3-0'd. But I don't really have any concerns with this team. The one concern I have with this team is their hardpoint is catastrophic right now. They got to win a fucking hardpoint. They're not going to win many series against good teams this year if they can't win a hardpoint. This team should not be 0-3 in that game mode. They shouldn't, and they are. I think a lot of that has to do with Draza. But give them time. I think this team's just going to gradually get better. It is.
100%. Yeah, like you said, the LAT series could have been 3-0 the other way, right? Like, it was one of those 3-0s that's like barely a 3-0. Obviously, I'm still happy my boys got it done. We'll talk about that when we get there. But definitely not like, this wasn't like, oh my God, FaZe got 3-0'd slammed. Like, it was close. So I definitely didn't overreact to that for them. I just think this season, it is going to come down to whether or not somebody helps Simp each and every series. I think Simp is going to be a consistent 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, like every season. He's going to be laying down damage. He's going to be carrying bomb and SND. He's going to be sitting in the hill and hardpoint. This guy's going to do it all. every single series. And I think he's going to be consistent. He just needs somebody to somewhat match with him. And I mean, that's what he got from 0-4 in that mate series, and they obviously pull off the Neslo. And even that was with draws a drop in 0.75. That was a minus 21 at a draws, only 8k damage, right? So even if 0-4 isn't, he had more kills than Simp in this series, but even if 0-4 isn't like plus 13, if he's plus 5, but instead of draws being minus 21, he's minus 5, it's pretty good, right? I still think this FaZe team is going to be good. I think once they figure out their HPs, they're going to be a very, very good team. Maybe they won't be consistent in HPs because they don't really have like a second person that's known for getting kills. You know what I mean? Like Simp. So we'll see what we get from them. But I still think this team's going to be good. I think they're going to easily figure this out and be a top 4 team most of the season. But I mean, fuck, they beat the mates, bro.
The roster this team is, you would look at this roster and you would say this team's weakest game mode is probably going to be hardpoint. They shouldn't be as bad as they are right now. But they're lacking like a heavy slaying AR. Abuza and Draws are both known for like more structured, I guess, and fundamentals. They're not really like takeover slaying AR. So I think they maybe just have to figure out a way to play more as a tandem, and they'll be okay. But right now, I mean, they got to figure something out in that game mode because 0-3 is not going to cut it, especially against the good teams. Like you said, they Neslo their way to a 3-2 against mates, but how many good teams are you going to actually Neslo all the time? It's not going to happen that often.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Moving it on to G2 Minnesota. Fuck, it won't let me click. Hello? It won't let me click. I think my mouse is breaking. Moving on to G2 Minnesota, who played twice. They're 1-1. They beat C9 in a game 5, as we briefly touched on earlier, for C9. And then they lost OpTic in a 3-1. I mean, I'll start it off. I think this G2 team is just the dark horse team right now. This is a type of team that, like, at Major 1, if they made Sunday, I wouldn't be shocked. It's really just a question of whether or not they can keep this up consistently throughout the season, which is going to be tough because they just don't really have guys that... I mean, Mamba's a rookie, so we don't know for him, but Estriel, Kremp, Skies have just been inconsistent players, at least in recent years for Skies. So we'll see what they get from them long term. But I mean, I think this weekend they pretty much gave us exactly what we thought. Estriel and Kremp are pushing pace, getting kills. Mamba's doing his thing. I think honestly the biggest thing was Skies looked significantly worse in the actual matches this weekend than he did in the preseason, which I think which probably caused them to go game 5 versus C9, and then they took a map off OpTic. They low-key should have had 2, but Merc fucking put his cock on the table. I don't know. I thought Skies was going to start the season really, really good because he was in the preseason, and he just bad first weekend for him.
No, yeah, I mean, 1,000%. Again, let's hope this is not the Skies that we see, because I don't think he's going to last on this roster if he keeps playing like this much longer. But I mean, OpTic could have very well. I mean, how you said it, they could have very well been.
They should have been down 2-0.
But Merkley's is just the Messiah, the absolute God himself.
He doesn't lose 1v anything. He doesn't lose.
Yeah, and other than that, I mean, yeah, this team, they're gonna be good. They are probably gonna beat most of like the mid-tier, low-tier pack teams. Their HP's like 50-50. I think they're really good at search, honestly. And their overload, if it's not against the top team, I think they can win those, honestly. So this might be like another dirty Neslo team, but I still think their hardpoint is a little bit more viable than a couple of the other teams. So they'll for sure win like a map 1, a map 4, and maybe win most of their series like a 3-1, 3-2.
When Rocker they're known for going game 5. That org always goes game 5. So the fact that they started their season with a game 5 win made so much sense.
Yeah.
Here's my thing with this team. Mamba looks like he plays correct Call of Duty, which is great. Yeah, I mean, you need the fact that you're seeing like mature COD being played from a rookie is great for that team, especially when you have a veteran like Skies. The thing that they are going to need is consistency from their sub duo, because their sub duo is slamming right now. And if they can consistently keep up like that the entire year, this team's going to consistently be good. But if their sub duo starts to fall off even a little bit, that's where it gets a little bit harder for them to win series, because Skies isn't exactly going to take over a series. Mamba might have an insane map here and there. That guy can fry.
His map 1 versus OpTic and his map 2 versus OpTic were great.
but you need Kremp and Estriel need to keep up the pace that they are playing at right now. They're playing great Call of Duty, and if they can keep it up, this team's going to be good all year. They
Mhm.
will. But we have to wait and see. That's my only thing with this team. I have nothing bad to say about this team, really. I think they are pretty solid in every game mode. Every single game mode, I think they're solid. I just want to see consistency from what I'm seeing from the sub duo right now throughout the year.
Agreed. Agreed. G2 will be a very fun story throughout the season. Number 5, we got the Paris Gentlemates, who surprisingly ended the weekend 1-1, 3-0ing the Vancouver Surge and 3-2ing getting 3-2 to buy Vegas FaZe. What do we think about about Paris, man? They came in as probably the undisputed second team. I think even some people might have had them first after the Kason event in their rankings. I don't think any of us did, but what do we think? They come in, they go 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly don't know what to say.
So
'Cause,
fair. So fair.
like, obviously, I think everyone and their mom had them winning against the Surge.
Oh,
I think that's like
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think even the
would pick
Surge's
Surge in the
parents,
right.
even the Surge's moms had them
That's,
had Gentlemates winning,
that's
bro.
crazy. That's crazy.
But again, just when you come in and you obviously they looked really dominant in hardpoint. I think they're probably the best, if not one of the best, hardpoint teams in the league right now. They're probably up there with OpTic as far as the best ones. But it's just they're searching their overload that. And honestly, their overload also didn't look that bad at the case online against OpTic. Like they
No.
look like their overload has been looking pretty disgusting. Um, so I just don't know what it was with this team. Like I think you generally need a pop-up series from Ghosty and from Envoy for this team to be like really be successful. Even though they lost Game 5, which they still went to a Game 5. I just think Envoy and Ghost are going to be needs to be like those players that are going to have to consistently go off alongside Neptune for this team to really pop off in search and an overload.
Hey Jake, let me ask you a question as an LAT fan.
Yeah.
When LAT were their best last year, when were LAT their best last year?
Probably Major 3, Major 4, obviously they won. Probably Major 4, if I had to guess. If I had to say.
And they were their worst when what two players were playing pretty poorly?
I mean, they
What
were
would
all
you say
pretty
it's the two?
poor, but it's probably the
Would
two
you
on this
say it's
team.
the two on the Paris
Yeah.
Gentlemates? Yeah. I'm thinking that's maybe just gonna exactly transfer over to this entire
Mhm.
season for this Paris Gentlemates team. Because not saying that Scrap and Hydra are equivalent to Neptune and Sib, but if you were to look at it from a completely distant factor and say, okay, maybe Scrap and Hydra are like Neptune and Sib, you have Ghosty and Envoy on this team as well. If they're playing poorly at the same time, this team's gonna lose some series. If they're playing great, this team's gonna be dirty. Um, that being said, it's one series. They got Neslo'd. So I can never put too much emphasis on a Neslo series. I can't. I just can't. But they're 1-1. It could be worse, could be better. They know that there's mistakes to be fixed, but they also got shit on in scrims today. So that was rough to
That was
see.
bad.
That they got shit on. I was like, you know what? Okay, they played C9. This is gonna be a fun watch. It might have
The
been worse.
closest
It might
they
have
had
been
one.
worse.
They had one map where they got over 200, and then the other 3 they nearly got 100-point clubbed.
Yeah, I mean, it's scrims, so it doesn't
It's
count.
it's not. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying. We want to see this guy. We were just having these guys in number 2 team competitions. No way they're falling off as fast. Please, God,
No.
that would suck so bad.
Yeah.
This weekend is, I think it's the perfect way for them to start the season, because this is exactly how their season is going to go. They are going to beat the teams they are supposed to beat. They are going to beat down on the Surges. They are going to beat the Ravens and the Breach and the Falcons. And more often than not, I bet you they're going to beat other top teams like your FaZes, like your Kois, like your Heretics, maybe even your Thieves and your OpTics at times throughout the season. But there will be days. There will be online qualifiers. There will be days at majors where these guys just play like shit and they lose.
Wait, was it against the Surge or Dill pulled out the Razor?
Yes.
That was on the Colossus
he needs,
HP. Yeah.
He needs to put that shit away.
Yeah, he was getting poked with the Razor. He was getting cooked. But this is exactly what I think is going to happen to these guys. They are generally going to be a top 4, maybe even top 3 team most of the season. But there's going to be days, there's going to be weekends where they play bad COD and they lose in ways that maybe you don't think they should have, because they generally won't. But that's what's going to happen. Ghosty and Envoy are known for being inconsistent. Sib is coming off a year where he wasn't very good. And Neptune was generally pretty good, but had some inconsistent days, especially on Sundays and grand finals, right? These are 4 guys that have inconsistencies, and if one person's having a bad day, they have a chance of losing. If 2 people are having a bad day, you know, what are you going to do, right? So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I think more often than not, they're going to win, but I would not be surprised if we talk about them losing in this fashion to some of the other T6-ish teams throughout the season.
Sure.
Okay. Moving into our top 4 now. We got Toronto Koi, who played once. And obviously it was the weirdest 3-2 of all time where they beat Heretics. We just kind of touched on that series briefly. But for Koi, I mean, it was a green carpet. Kleenex goes even, but it's plus 13 for everybody else on the team. But Alex, I want to start with you because you were saying for this series about Miami, there's not much to say for Miami. There's more some things maybe to say about Koi.
Yeah, I mean, you go again. You win 2 maps, probably the most dominant fashion we've seen in a while. But you still go game 5. It doesn't make any sense. And also, yes, it was scrims, but they did technically beat OpTic in the scrim set.
They won 4 out of 7 maps yesterday or 2 days. Yeah, that's there on scrims.
Yeah. So again, especially against a Miami team who knows how much practice they've had. I think they definitely should have won that 3-0. They could have won that 3-0. They definitely trolled that search. And then to be honest, I didn't watch too much of the game 4 and the game 5. So I'll let y'all speak on that. But yeah, I just don't know what it is. Like, I generally don't know what it is with this Toronto team. Because I feel like they should have gotten better with Real. They definitely have, but there's just no reason why you're going game 5 with Miami.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not sold on this team. I like the players for the most part, but I'm not sold on this team. They won. They slammed in 2 maps, but it was an ugly win. And I don't know. I don't know why I'm not sold. I like they're gonna be good, but I just think like right now in my head, there's like a cutoff of good teams in the league and then like not so good teams. And I think they're probably the weakest of the good teams in the league.
They're the lowest on the tier.
So it's like, can I really can I give them like a lot of credit for being like the weakest of the good teams? They're good, but I just don't know. Like, what is this team's ceiling? What is this team's ceiling? I don't know.
Top 3.
Is this team good enough to win an event? I don't think so. I don't think this team's good enough to win an event. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But
even with that, like, I think what worries me even more is the fact that Insight popped off in this series. He got a 1.23, the highest KD on the team.
Yeah, when you getting that? When you
and
when
you're going game
that?
5. It's like, so it's a little bit worrisome, definitely. The fact that Insight is popping off, you're still going game 5. I feel like if Insight's popping off, like, you should be winning
3-0.
3-0 without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, I mean, if you look at the maps they lost, in the map 2, everybody in the lobby except for Real pretty much has a good map, right? Like, they kind of just got team diffed. I mean, they're at 5-3, like Preston said earlier. You just kind of get diffed by Heretics in the comeback. And then map 4, Kleenex, I mean, is minus 12, right? You know, Real's a negative, Jodeci's a negative. I think with the nature of the players they have on their team, like with the Real and a Joe and a Kleenex who are running it down, they're playing with pace. If one of them is in the blender, they're going to falter because Insight's not really like picking up the pace and laying down damage and kills, right? He's ironing up, he's holding a spawn, maybe he's hitting a rotation. So it's like they're going to lose maps if like one of those other 3 are getting cooked. And it's going to happen versus top teams, right? And Miami will be one of the top teams, right? Maybe not right just yet, but you know, a couple bad maps here and there. You go game 5 versus a team that you were literally pissing on in 2 of the first 3 maps. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you guys. I think this is one of those teams that's like, yeah, they probably make like maybe half the Sundays. Maybe they make like 2 Sundays, 3 Sundays throughout the year. But I don't know if they get much better than T4 or T3 unless the teams they go up against on that Sunday just shit the bed, right? I mean, look what happened to Thieves and FaZe the end of last season, right? Like, it's possible teams just start crapping out on a Sunday. And Koi gets themselves a good run to a finals or something. But I mean, I like this team. I definitely think Insight still like got prove something, I think, to most people. But I mean, they got the win, right? I guess they got the win, and they won one of every game mode. So at least we know they're capable on each thing.
Yeah.
All right, Koi, we'll see you later. Now, Boston Breach is our number 3 team, man. Our number 3 team, the Breach. 1-0. They 3-1'd the Carolina Royal Ravens. We touched on this earlier. It was a relatively close series with some close maps, and it was a nasty masterclass. Also, Cammy laid down a shit ton of damage, and Snoopy had himself a pretty solid series. Purge minus 15, but Purge is also like a comms guy for them. So he's like an in-game leader, and he's, doing dirty work. But Boston, man, they look way better than they did in the preseason. Way better.
I mean, again, what the fuck are you going to get from this team?
You never know.
Don't know. Like, they play, I'm pretty sure, they play Ravens this weekend in G2. I think they could lose to the Ravens, but
Falcons,
I also think they
Falcons.
could win it. Falcons, sorry, the Falcons. I think they could lose against the Falcons, but I also think they could win against the Falcons.
I'm actually kind of excited for the PICKEMS because I don't know what anyone's going to pick for that series.
So I genuinely have no idea what the fuck this team is doing. Again, obviously Nasty had a pop-up series at a 1.4. How often are we going to see that? Maybe every 5 matches, every 6 matches.
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever the case. Yeah, but I mean, hey, they got one. They got one, and I love that for our Mexican favorito. It's Snoopy. But I'm still kind of confused on this team, honestly.
I mean, we've been saying that this team should be a upgrade from last year's team. We should, they should. They struggled in the preseason, but I mean, they're 1-0. Granted, they beat Carolina, so they're 1-0, but they didn't exactly go out and beat a FaZe or an LAT or a Genomage or an OpTic.
Don't worry, they'll beat Boston. I mean, they'll beat LAT.
So, that being said, this is exactly why you picked up Nasty. So at least, he's doing his job. I think this team's going to be exactly what you expect this team to be. It's Alex said it best. They're a giant question mark, but I think they're just going to be that kind of team that just floats right in the middle. They're kind of there. They might make some noise on the weekend. You might get blessed, see them on a Sunday. Who knows? They probably going to cause some round one upsets at some majors. It's what they do. It's what they do.
If you're a lat, Boston, your worst nightmare.
It's what they do. But again, this team's not going to win anything. But I think this team's actually going to be fun occasionally to watch, which matters because Boston teams in the past few years, they were fun at times last year too. But Boston teams in the past few years haven't exactly been entertaining. So I'm
2 years ago they only won 5 games, so
exactly. I'm excited to watch this Boston team.
No, you guys covered it. I mean, listen, this Boston team is going to get a top 12 and they're going to make a Sunday. I guarantee it. They're going to get one last and they'll get one top 4 at some point this season. But for the most part, they'll be sitting in your T8, your T6 range. Probably more, maybe leaning more towards T8 at events, but they'll upset a top team, and then they'll lose to the worst team in the game at some point in the season. That just feels like how these guys are. Maybe they won't lose to the worst team in the game. Maybe Nasty upgrade them enough to not lose to the bottom team, but they're going to lose games just like they're going to win them. Boston will end the season almost with an even record probably. But moving into our top 2, man, we got the LA Thieves sitting at number 2. With a 2-0 record. They 3-0'd Vegas FaZe, and they 3-1'd the Riyadh Falcons, man. What do we think about my boys this weekend, guys? What do we think about my boys?
Yeah.
Gas them.
I mean, they played well.
Yeah.
They played well. Did they really though? I don't know if they actually did. I mean, they did, but again, how we mentioned about that FaZe series,
You better watch yourself.
FaZe could have honestly won that as well. I think the series. I mean, I think they were going to beat Falcons regardless because Falcons are absolute fucking dog shit. But they very well could have been 1-1 on the week. I don't know. Again, we know this team starts off lat teams start off a little weak at the beginning. They'll definitely get better. Because when they get better, they're going to be on their bullshit. This team is going to be absolutely disgusting. So I think if there's any chance of any teams beating them, it has to be now, unless you're OpTic, of course, because we're going to be giving belt to ass every day. But yeah, I mean, this team, they looks fine. I think I don't know. I think they're right now they're like kind of a question mark to me. Like I'm still confident in them, but I don't know what what Hydra am I going to get every map? What Kenny am I going to get? We know what Scrap is going to do. What a BZ am I going to get? Can that sub duo figure it out? They will eventually, but as of right now, I think there's still some little bit of question marks and probably like some fundamentals that the team needs to work through, and how they want to play each map and things like that.
I think they're the second best team right now. So I give them that credit for sure. 2 good wins. They are 2-0. We keep saying that FaZe series was a toss-up, but the toss-up ended in their favor. They 3-0'd. They weren't the ones that got 3-0'd. They did the 3-0ing. So
Hell yeah.
can't take anything away from them on that aspect. Losing a hard point to Falcons with that team is embarrassing.
No, we didn't lose, bro. We let them win that one.
That's embarrassing. And Hydra got absolutely shit on.
I don't remember that.
The one thing that I will say that concerns me a little bit is we have talked about Kenny's inconsistencies nonstop for the offseason last year, and we're saying it again with this team. He played well this weekend, and still neither one of those wins were comfortable wins. That to me is a little concerning. The roster that this team is made up of, if your inconsistent player is playing well, you should win comfortably 90+% of the times. And I don't think either one of those wins were comfortable. That's the only thing. That's the only negative thing I'll say about them. Other than that, 2-0, hard to say bad stuff about a good team. That's just me nitpicking. That's just me breaking it down. I think they're the second best team right now. I would definitely give them the nod over the Paris Gentlemates.
Love that. I love that. No, I think exactly what you just said about Kenny towards the end. When a team has its inconsistent player actually playing pretty good, you should be winning comfortably. I think what you just said there is what gives me hope for this team, because obviously we got to see more from Kenny before we can say like, okay, Kenny's actually like back, or Kenny's going to be consistent this season, right? It was only 2 games. It was only 1 weekend. But Scrap has a uncharacteristically bad series versus FaZe, right? It's still 3-0, and honestly, he basically had the same damage as his teammates, but he's -10. He only has 46 kills. It's not really what you see from Scrap very often, right? Like, just kind of, I mean, really, it was the overload. I don't know what was happening, and they choked, but they ended up winning anyway. But not the greatest of what you're used to experiencing from Scrap, right? Which you could probably bet, if history tells us anything, Scrap is going to be fine, I would imagine, right? And then for Hydra, he gets slammed in the map 1 versus Falcons. I mean, that was like one of the worst maps I've ever seen, I think, from Paco in his career. But he always starts off a little slow, right? He always takes time to figure out his timings. He takes time to figure out the map and how he wants to play. For me, now this is obviously if Kenny is going to play this way generally throughout the season. Like, he's going to have some bad ones, I'm sure. And he's going to have some really great ones, I'm sure. But generally, if this is where Kenny's going to land, I feel good about this team. I think Abizi looks really good at the game. And I think Scrap, honestly, I think Scrap's going to be fine once again. I mean, he dropped 14,000 damage versus Falcons, which is fucking crazy. He dropped 5,000 damage in the map 1 and they lost because Hydra's getting cooked. But I think they're going to be fine as the season progresses. I don't think they're going to come out and win Major 1. Like, I don't think that's what this team is going to do. Maybe after the break, they'll look godlike if they're locked in for 3 weeks over the holiday break grinding. I don't think this team is the one that I'm looking at going, hey, these guys got to come in and they got to win the Major 1. This is a team that, like, Major 2, I want to see them in a grand final at the very least. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want from this team. And I think they've already started the season better than they were in the preseason. And if every game they look a little bit better, that's all I can really ask for, at least for the first stage, right? That's all I can ask for. So they're building their chem. They're figuring out how to play together. The sub duo is figuring out how to play together. Kenny and Scrap are figuring out how to play together. I think these guys are going to be fine. And the fact that I honestly think made a lot of mistakes to learn from this weekend and still won both their games. I'd rather win and learn than lose and learn. So I think they got some good things, hopefully, from this weekend. But obviously, they play Gentlemates this coming weekend, so that'll be a big one.
Yeah, that'll be a good. I think that'll really tell me how good this team is.
For sure. For sure. All right, last team. OpTic, Texas, man. Ooh-wee, these guys went 2-0. They 3-0'd the Riyadh Falcons. Imagine losing a map to the Falcons, bro. Shit. They 3-0'd the Riyadh Falcons, and then they 3-1'd G2 Minnesota. I mean, what is there to say about your boys, bro? What is there to say about your boys?
Preston, I'll let you go.
Sure. Listen, Falcons win was, I mean, near flawless. They kind of trolled some S&D rounds, but other than that, that looked about as good as it could have. The Minnesota series was a little bit of a different story. Shotzi starts off slow, first two maps, generational bad maps out of Shotzi, but it was just like Shotzi flipped the switch and the series felt entirely different. And as soon as Mercules took over in that map too, it kind of felt like at that point G2 no longer had a chance in the series. Um, if that's what this team's gonna be, then I'm all for it, because I saw a team that their superstar SMG, 3-time CDL champ, was struggling bad, and they were still fighting in a series against a team that we just gave high praise to, that we said have looked pretty solid. So I don't have anything bad to say about the weekend. I think Shotzi needs to find his footing. Even like in the scrims that we're watching, he doesn't exactly look like necessarily. I don't want to say he looks uncomfortable by any means, but he's not like the Shotzi that we love and know.
He's figuring out HP, I think, just like a lot of those guys like him and Paco do in the early game.
Yeah, it's what they do, man. They figure it out. They'll be fine. But man, Merc is just so good. I don't need to say anything else. Merc is just insane, bro. He's just nasty.
Oh my God,
I mean,
look at those stats. I know it's only 2
1.8,
series, but
this guy is absolutely disgusting. And this guy was down there in Challengers? What the fuck? And nobody just knew it?
why is his why is his nickname the Rizzler on Breaking Point? Do you see that?
It's because of his voice.
The Rizzler.
Yeah, I mean, it honestly feels really good to know that if my subs aren't playing the best, I know my AR's got me. I know Brucey and Merc got me, and I think that's what this team is really good at. If part of the team is falling off, the other part is being really good. But I know, Jake, you were saying it today when you were watching their scrims. I think this team is just really good at never putting themselves in disadvantages in any HP. They always rotate. They always play for the kills. They always play for the spawns. And they never put themselves in a disadvantage where they continuously have to bang front and try to head bash the hill. And it's just, they just look so comfortable on the map. I genuinely think we're the best overload team in the league right now. I think you can, I mean, I think it's a toss-up between HP and S&D on which one you think is our weakest. I would say probably HP. But, I mean, the way we looked in scrims today, it might be Search. I mean, I don't fucking know. These guys just, like, absolutely, like, disgusting in general. Again, we threw some maps on that S&D against Falcons. We threw some maps on that raid game 2 versus Rocker, and we very well could have went down 0-2. But I mean, when you have the Messiah team, he's just just taking out his wiener and just slapping it on the bomb, and just that's what's diffusing the bomb, and he's just holding it.
Yeah,
his wiener's just diffusing the bomb,
typing
and he's just holding an I mean, this team is just fucking nasty right now, and I don't think I've been this confident in an OpTic team in a very long time, and that feels absolutely amazing to say.
Yeah, no, I think right now, the way OpTic plays COD, there's only 2 ways to beat them. One, they have to just suck on that day. They just have to suck. Like, they just have to not be playing right, not locked in, whatever you want to say. They just have to come out bad. The only other way to beat them, genuinely, is to also play perfect Call of Duty and win your ones. You just have to, like, get that big kill on a rotation. You know Shotzi's going to be there. You maybe get a good timing. Maybe you just know where he likes to play because you do VOD prep. You have to get that kill. That's the only way I feel like you could beat OpTic is one of those 2 things with the way they're playing now. Now, throughout the season, maybe they get worse. Who knows? Maybe they fall off. I don't think they will, but we've seen good teams fall off as the season progresses, right? We got to see what they can give us, but that's really the only way you're beating these guys because they genuinely play the highest level of fundamental Call of Duty. And on top of that, every single one of their players is capable of popping 2-piece, popping 3-piece, clutching up an SND, doing an insane thing, you know, having the ball and overloading, getting a crazy kill with the pistol to score. Like, they have the recipe. They just have to not slip up. And you know what I mean? And it's going to be hard to beat them. It is. It's going to be very, very hard.
And
we were talking about it today in Jake's stream. I mean, they are on an 11 series win streak. 11 series win streak.
That's not including. It's not including kickoff tourneys, by the way. If you add those in, it was like 17
kickoff tourneys. Yeah, no, but 11 series win streak with the 2 tournaments and the 2 series. They're 3 away from the record, and usually, like, when you get to this point, you're like, oh, okay, like, I feel like this team could slip up. I don't know if I feel that way.
I don't
with
feel
this
that way
team.
about
Like,
them right now. I don't.
like, and that scares me because I've been here with an OpTic team before, and then they will underperform at a major, and then it just starts to avalanche down. So I don't want to get too confident, but with this team, it just feels different. It just feels like they make the necessary plays over 95% of the time. It just feels like they are just playing so structured at all times that even if they are getting outslayed, out-rotated, outplayed, that they still feel maybe a step or 2 ahead. It's ridiculous. It's just, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I got to see OpTic versus LAT. I really do, because I think that those 2 teams right now are playing probably the 2 best. They're probably the 2 best teams that we have right now. I got to see what that's like, because maybe LAT can find a way to, you know, structure back, out-structure, maybe outpace them, because that sub-duo's pace is ridiculous. But this OpTic team is giving me an insane amount of confidence as a fan, and that's the last season, hell, you know what I'm saying? Give it to me. Fuck.
I mean, I think after the Monster Invitational, I want to say, I can't remember. It was one of the preseason tournaments, but I tweeted something about OpTic, and someone tweeted like, it's like I'm at the point where I'm shocked when they lose maps, just because of how confident I am in them. It's just like whenever they do lose, you're like, what the fuck, we lost? But I'm never at a point where like, bro, we lost, like, chalk it up. I'm like, we still got 4 more maps, and I guarantee you we win the next 3. I don't think I've been this confident in an OpTic team in a while, brother. In a while.
This is probably the first team, probably since Cold War FaZe, that imagining them losing 2 matches on a weekend at an event seems impossible. Right? In order for them to get eliminated at an event without winning it, right? In order to get eliminated, you got to lose twice. Whether that's or you can lose once, I guess, if you make winners, if you make the finals through winners and then you lose in the finals. But then that's also the best of 7. That honestly feels like the only way they lose an event is if they make the finals through winners and they lose 1 best of 7 series. The thought of this team losing twice on a weekend, or even twice in a day, if they were to lose twice on a Sunday, let's say, and get 3rd, it sounds like it makes no sense. Like, it just doesn't. Them losing maps sounds crazy right now. Them losing 2 series on a weekend sounds even crazier. Which is terrifying as a fan of a team that's not OpTic, right? But luckily I have faith in my guys that I think they're one of the teams that at their peaks will be able to compete with OpTic. I just got to see when and if they can get to their peak for my guys. So
definitely, no, definitely. We can't sit here and say that these guys are unstoppable. There's teams that
they're definitely stoppable.
For sure.
We know that for sure.
Stoppable. It's just you gotta play
very rarely
good to beat them. You gotta play so good to beat them.
You got to play good, and you got to play good for a whole series, because I don't think anyone's coming out and 3-0ing these guys, right? If you're going to beat them, it's going to be like a banger game 4 or a close game 5. Like, you're not coming out, unless OpTic is just sleeping. Like, you know what I mean? Unless the match is at 1 a.m., you're not coming out and slamming these guys. At least not right now. Again, we can't project how good these guys are going to be 5 months from now, right? We don't know what's going to happen, but at least right now, with the way it looks, there's just no way these guys are gonna let up, and they're gonna falter early. Yeah. But yeah, chat, that's every team, man. I wanted to make sure we try to touch on every team. Maybe in the future episodes we can go a little quicker sometimes, but make sure we touch on every team. So a fan of every team, you know, you like to hear what people say about your team, so we want to make sure we touch on everyone this season. But Let's talk a bit about
Do some
challengers.
pick'ems.
Let's talk a bit about challengers first. Well, we can be quicker on challengers because obviously we didn't watch the whole cup or anything. But Bush, T-Bush Gaming wins the Challengers Cup. Cabal got second place. Omit and Stallions got T8. Huntsman got T16. But Bush, man, the Barstool back team with their watch party apparently had over 10,000 viewers at one point on Twitch. Wins our first Challengers Cup, man. What are your guys' thoughts on having Bush in Challengers?
I think it's great for the scene. It gets more eyes on competitive Call of Duty. And I think it's just overall a W. I mean, we have this entire, genre of people who watch Barstool for one reason or another, sports, pizza reviews, whatever the fuck they do there, to be honest. I'm not sure what they do. But nonetheless, they're bringing new eyes to the scene. Shit, they're getting responses from Daniel Say
I know.
mid-tourney on, why the fuck our team, chalking or torching us. But yeah, I think it's a W overall. It definitely brings a lot more eyes to the scene. I saw someone, this dude's a fucking idiot. He pisses me off on Twitter. But
Oh my God, I know exactly what you're going to say. It's the FaZe guy. There's that FaZe fan guy. He's a FaZe fan.
I don't know if he's a FaZe fan, but
it's the video he filmed in the parking lot. I know exactly what you're talking about.
He was saying that
Wait, what?
Bush right now at this point is probably gonna be, or right now they're doing a lot more for the scene, and at some point they're gonna overtake OpTic as the top organization. He
said Bush is the biggest thing in competitive COD, bigger than OpTic and bigger than Scump. That's what he said in his video. That guy's known for like rage bait takes though, so I don't listen to really what he says, but obviously that's insane.
That guy is a fucking idiot. Chad.
Who is that guy?
He's a FaZe fan. I can't remember what his name is right now.
But apparently he owns like a Challengers team or some type of esports org. Never heard of them. I don't know what they're doing. But but yeah, I think just overall it's a W. I think like you can't deny what they're doing. I mean, the fact that they're having 10K viewers on a Challengers watch party, yeah, that's just like crazy. Like imagine if they actually do get a spot in the league. I mean, that's 10K plus who knows how much more of the fans that are gonna go to them for being a part of that team or whatever the case may be. If they buy the Ravens fans, which I don't know how many Ravens fans there are out there, but that'll be another 10,002.
Add the two Ravens fans.
But yeah, it's a W. The more views we get on competitive Call of Duty, the more eyes we get on it, the bigger we get, the more majors we can have, more fans we can have, and the more we can expand. So anything that'll get us eyes on the scene that we love, it's a W.
Yeah, man, I think it's sick. I think some of the Barstool guys are hilarious. Some of them are a bunch of morons, but Jersey Jerry's comedy. He's a Steelers fan, by the way, so you know what I'm saying? Go Steelers. Listen, you guys said it best. Any content is good content for the scene, and these guys are bringing 10K viewers into a Challengers watch party. Come on, man, that's unheard of. That's literally fucking unheard of. So, it's great. It's great for the scene. If they continue to, here's the thing that scares me is because you know how Challengers is. There's going to be roster changes.
Mhm.
Are they going to actively go out and find a new roster and continue to want to compete? Because Rafi talks all the time about it's a fucking grind, dude.
Yeah.
And he's talking to people all the time about roster changes. And
Depends how
picking up
hands-on,
players.
I guess, the owners want to be. Or if they just let like a player that sticks around make his choices.
Exactly. That's the thing that's maybe the only concern for me. Other than that, it's hard not to love it, man.
I've ranted about this a ton. I've even made a whole video on it. I'm sure a bunch of people in the chat have already watched it. This is the season for teams and for players and for the CDL itself to lock the fuck in and post some goddamn content, bro. This is it. This is it. We're back on Twitch, which we already know is better for viewership, for esports, and for gaming. More discoverability for that type of stuff. There will be new people that watch it just because they find it on Twitch. We have Barstool and Challengers. They had 10,000 viewers and the first Challengers cut, bro. Even if it goes down a little bit because this was the first one, there's more hype. That is more people that if they're interested in tier 2 and Challengers, you know some of them are going to get interested in tier 1, right? That is good for the scene. Huntsman, OpTic is in Challengers, which is more eyes on that down there. Zuma's doing a ton with Challengers with Stallions. The Gentlemates branding is officially in the COD League. The Koi branding is officially in the COD League. The Falcons are Riyadh Falcons now. All of these brands, all of these people are getting more eyes and getting the current fan base that they have from other things more connected to competitive COD. This is the season, bro. This is it. This is the best opportunity. If you do not take advantage of this season, I promise you, you're going to regret it, whether you're a team or a player. And shout out to the players that do stream, that are live probably right now playing 8s. You know what I mean? That like go live at night and do things, or maybe they post some YouTube videos or some TikToks, or their team does a podcast, which there's a couple of them out there. Do it, bro. I'm telling you, do it. This is the season. You're going to regret it if you don't. And we've been talking to Rafi. We're going to try and get some stuff going with Omid as well. We're trying to help out Omid, see what content we can do with them as well, outside of obviously what we just do with this show, being as we're already a part of Omid, as you can see in the top left corner over there of the screen, if you didn't already notice. But y'all ever have any content ideas, whether it's for Challengers, whether it's for the CDL, whether it's for the podcast? Let us know, by the way. Just let us know. You can drop it in chats. You can DM any of us on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We're always down for ideas, but this is it, bro. It's content season. This season is it. It is it. I mean, these two, listen to my advice. They both started TikToks, bro. These guys are both posting Call of Duty League stuff on TikTok. OpTic Texas Burner and Seizure Season on TikTok, bro. Drop them a follow. But teams and players and anybody, bro. Chad, if you want to be a content creator around Comp COD, this is the time to start. This is it. So I just pray somebody gets going, and hopefully it's someone who runs LA Thieves and I can get some more podcasts out of those boys or something. But at least scrap stream, so at least I got a little bit to look forward to. But yeah, that's Challengers. I mean, Bush won, obviously, which is dope. Cabal's looking really good in Challengers. Omit, they made a roster change. They bring in this 18-year-old German kid called Aluka. They got rid of Eric Boom. They bring him in. Very excited to see what he's got. Stallions have like 16 teams. Zuma's going crazy over there. It's looking pretty good. Huntsman, they should have potential. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for Challengers. We'll tap into the cup a bit, but the elites, the first elite is January 7th, I believe, and I will be watch partying that. So it's a Wednesday. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for sure, man. But all right, boys, want to do pick'ems?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Pick'ems. There we go. Let me switch on over here. Chat, pick'ems update for you. Preston is one pick'em behind Alex and I, because he picked the FaZe over LAT upset. Obviously, he got that wrong. So Alex and I got what? There was 9 games. So we got 7 right. Preston got 6 right. So that's the update for that right now. Preston, back-to-back last place, is currently in last place after week 1, but it's okay, right? Because he's going to come back. He's going to come back. He's going to come back this weekend, and I guarantee you there has to be matches on here that we go different, because there's a couple ones that low-key are some nail biters, some hair splitters.
Yep.
In the way this is going to go. So let's start it off Friday. We got the Carolina Royal Ravens taking on the Falcons. It's a battle of the birds, as the Falcons are the favorites on the Pick'em site.
Fucking toilet bowl.
The toilet bowl bird battle. What do we think, bro? What do we think about this one? Who wants to go first? You want me to go first?
Yeah, go first.
Give me the Bluebirds, the Carolina Royal Ravens, to win this one. I'm going to go game 5. This one is kind of hard because it's like the Falcons have like so much star power and slaying power. You got to think they could take maps off these guys. But I'm trusting in the pace comparative to the pace the Falcons set, and I'm trusting in the rookie sub duo to take advantage of the miscommunications and missed team play we're going to get from the Falcons. So give me the Ravens, even though I could see it going the other way.
Give me the Falcons 3-2.
Oh, shit. Here we go. We're starting off with the first one.
Oh, no. I
Give me
don't
the
know where to go.
Falcons.
I don't know where to go. I'm going to go the Ravens. In game 5.
Yeah. That means he thinks I know more ball.
I'm gonna go the Ravens in game 5. I just can't really trust the Falcons team right now. I just can't. I can't.
All right. Then we got another one that could be good. The Boston Breach taking on G2 Minnesota. Maybe a dark horse battle. The last 5 times they played, G2 won 3-2. Wait, that's crazy. 5 times in a row, G2 1-3-2. I'm going G2 3-2. I'm actually not even trolling. I'm going G2 3-2. I was gonna pick G2 either way, to be fair, but I'll go in game 5 for sure.
I'm going G2 3-2.
Yeah, I had that as well.
G2 3-2 all around, boys.
And Boston's gonna win. Watch.
Oh yeah, Boston's gonna win. All of us didn't pick Boston last week. They won. All of us don't pick Boston in this one. They're gonna win. But fuck it. All right, then we end the day with a Toronto Koi versus Vancouver Surge. I got Koi 3-0. I just don't.
Same.
I just don't see how Surge win this map or win the series, let alone a map.
I got Koi 3-0.
All right.
Same.
We all got that. All right. Friday. Oh, that's Friday. Saturday, we start off with one of the, maybe the game of the weekend. LA Thieves take on the Paris Gentlemates to kick off Saturday.
Starting off with that game?
I don't know.
Why are we not flipping that in the last game?
I don't know. But right now, the Thieves are ever so slight favorites according to the fan predictions. Who do you guys got, man? Are you picking my boys or are you going against us? Listen, the Mates had our number in the preseason.
And I think they still kind of have your number, giving the Mates 3-2. Per chance, per maybe.
I'm going Mates 3-2.
Oh, oh shit! I'm going Mates 3-2.
Oh!
I'm going Mates 3-2, man. I'm hedging my bets. I'm happy either way.
I'm switching. I'm switching Thieves 3-2.
That's fair. That's fair. I thought you'd do that. I thought you would do that.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
you beat me this weekend, you fucker.
I think this series could be good. I definitely think either one of these teams could walk away with the dub. It might not even go game 5. I can see either one of these teams winning 3-1, but I'm just going to give it to the Mates. You know what I'm saying? Just going to give it to the Mates for no reason in particular.
That reverse juju. So if they lose,
maybe.
your boys win. But if they win,
chance.
you still get pick 'em.
Per chance.
Free chance.
All right, then we got our middle game of the day. It's OpTic Texas taking on the Miami Heretics. I got OpTic 3-1. I'm giving Miami the SND.
Same.
I'm going to go OpTic 3-0.
Damn, he wants those double points. Not that double points matter for our pick'ems, but for our Around the CDL leaderboard, make sure you join around-the-CDL is the ID. Put that in, join our leaderboard. We got like over 80 people in there right now, so that's a W. So make sure you join up. Whoever has the most points at the end of each major, I'm going to give them a prize. I don't know what that prize is going to be. I mean, it might just be a handy, but we'll see. There you go. I was putting in the chat. It's good work. It's good work. All right, and then our last game on Saturday is going to be a Battle of the Blue. It's going to be C9 taking on the Vancouver Surge. Where surprisingly, almost 26% of people have the Surge in this one.
Really?
Yeah, according to the PickEms website. I don't think it's lying to me.
Wow. All right, good for them.
I got Cloud9 3-2. I'm gonna tweet right now. Can we switch the Cloud9 and Thieves game? Back me up on this chat. Go.
Go drop it a like. I'm going Cloud9 3-1. I'm gonna give Surge a map, but I got Cloud9 as well.
What about you, Jakey Poo?
I'm gonna go Cloud9 3-1. I don't think it goes game 5, but I will give Surge a map.
Yeah.
Maybe they squeak in the S&D.
All right, and then Sunday, we got low-key end the day with Sunday with like 3 relatively decent matches in terms of maybe who you think's gonna win. We start off with the Boston Breach taking on the Riyadh Falcons, where Boston is a 65% fan prediction favorite in this one. And I agree with the fans, bro. I agree with the fans. I'm going Boston. I got Falcons going winless again this weekend. I got them going winless again this weekend. Give me Boston in a 3-1 over the Falcons.
I'm going to go Boston in the dirtiest Neslo of all time. I'm talking the dirtiest Neslo.
Okay.
I'll match. I go Boston 3-2.
I like it. All right, so rip the Falcons, I guess. Then we got C9 taking on the Miami Heretics. Heretics are the favorite. They are the favorite in this one. How much better are they going to look this weekend compared to last weekend is really the question.
I got Miami 3-2.
I'm going to match. I think they get on the board right here. I think they win the game 5.
I'm doing the same.
There's going to be another Neslo.
I think this will be a hard point banger, but I think Miami will do their thing in SNDs, and I think they can steal one respawn. So give me the Heretics as well. And then we ended off with what could be this could be the best one. This or Gentlemates versus Thieves should be the best matches of the weekend. We got Vegas FaZe taking on Toronto Koi, with Vegas being the heavy favorites in this one according to the fan predictions. But what does Around the CDL think? Find out next time after this commercial break. Imagine this running ad right now.
That's fucked.
I'm going Koi.
FaZe 3-2.
I'm going Koi 3-2.
Oh,
Ooh.
You said FaZe 3-2, Alex?
I did.
All right, so Alex and I are split.
Fuck.
I got Koi, bro. I could see either team winning this. I just got that. I just got this feeling about Koi. You know what I mean? Like, I just think they come into this and it's like a Joe Deceives masterclass, and FaZe just can't match the pace and the slang.
I'm gonna go FaZe 3-1.
That's fair. 3-1. Damn.
Yeah, 3-1.
Damn. Not even game 5. Damn.
3-1.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be one of those series where, like,
Simp the Pip takeover.
gonna be a banger, bro. It's gonna be a banger. I'm going Joe Deceives takeover though. All right, I saved my picks. Make sure you save yours so you don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't refresh.
I saved my picks.
So you just don't forget to. But yeah, chat, those are the picks. We got a couple ones different. Alex and I went different, I think, on the first and last series of the weekend. And then Preston also went, he matched either one of us on the 2 we went difference. So there is a chance that low-key, I think we're all tied at the end of this weekend.
Well, I went LAT over Paris.
Oh, true. You switched up on that. So we'll see what ends up happening, man. We'll see what ends up happening. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully LAT do win and you get that point, right? You know what I'm saying? I'll take that.
I need it.
I'll take that, but... Oh, wait, I did the Surge one wrong. Oh, my God. Mike just saved me in the chat. Oh, my God. I had Surge 3-1. Oh, my God. Bro, you know what happened? I have my phone propped up on my monitor with the Twitch chat open just to see what's happening in the Twitch chat. By the way, there's like no one there except for Crocker. Shout out Crocker. And it was right in the middle. It was blocking that series. So I couldn't see who I was ticking. I just assumed I was ticking C9. Holy shit, Mike, you just saved me, bro. You know, I got C9. 3-0. Wait, no, 3-1. I gave Surge a map. Oh, my God. That would have been bad, bro. What if Surge wins now? Oh, my God. They're going to win. I just jinxed it. Oh, fuck. All right. It's either way. Those are the pick'ems, man. Those are the pick'ems. Holy shit, Mike just saved me, dude. Just saved me.
Damn, Mike, you should have let him go.
He actually just came up so clutch. That was crazy. That was crazy. But yeah, chat, any questions, any topics, anything you guys want us to talk about? This is where we open it up to the, you know, more Q&A section. We talk to you guys because it's hard to talk to you guys throughout the show because we try to have at least a bit of structure so we don't get too sidetracked. But anything you guys got for us, man, let it rip in the chat now. We'll take a few minutes, talk to you guys. Week 1 fantasy breakdown. Nah, we're waiting for fantasy. There's not enough to cover after 1 week. We're going to wait till like after at least 2 weeks before we look at fantasy on stream. Can I get some bathwater? No, but you can get this fucking ban, bro.
Damn.
Nah, I can't even see my Google Chrome tab. Yeah, Gabe, we'll be seeing you, Gabe. See you in 10 seconds, brother.
Shit on Gabe.
See you in 10 seconds, brother.
Yo, chat. Who is the best team in the game right now, and why is it OpTic?
It's LA Thieves.
Oh, apparently Kyle Pitts is going the fuck off. Did anyone start him?
He has 3 touchdowns, 43.2 fantasy points.
I definitely do not have Kyle Pitts.
Wait,
Kyle
no.
fucking
Didn't someone
Pitts.
drop him? Really? I think they.
I think someone did drop him. You're right. Thoughts on
Kyle
Overload? I like Overload, Brittany. I think it still needs some work, especially with the overtime rules.
He's on the waiver. He's on the waiver.
But I actually think Overload is fun. I think it's a good change of pace from Control. And I'm glad we're watching that instead of Control, personally.
Holy fuck.
Think anyone's going to pull out this? I have no idea, Elior, to be honest. I probably not, but you never know. We saw one Razor or whatever the fuck it's called last weekend, so you never know.
Pull out the what? SMG? What did he call me?
Yeah, I don't want to say that word out loud, low-key. I think it's too close to other words. First
What did he
roster
call me?
change? Surge or Falcons? Probably like Surge or C9, honestly.
I'm thinking LAT.
Yeah, it's true. We're dropping Paco and picking up OpTic Texas Burner.
Oh,
We need someone that sets even more pace on the map.
Dude, I'm running at these fuckers. We going to any majors? I'm going to major 1 and major 4 and champs. I wish the boys could join me, but they don't fuck with me like that.
The boys are broke.
And chat, you know who else isn't going to any majors? Rafi.
I know, bro. What's up with that guy?
He's not going to any of them?
No.
Well, you got to see. Things can change throughout the season. You never know.
Man,
maybe
he's going to at least
maybe Preston
one.
hits the lotto
I
and
feel
he
like
takes
he
us all
has
to
to
an
go
event.
to.
He's going to
I
at
think-
least one.
Blink would have been better. No, definitely.
Oh, yeah, but
Blink is just so godlike.
it's not in here, so I'm just going to take Overload, I guess.
I'd like to unlink those two pants on my screen.
Yeah. I like that. I like that.
Preston makes like 8 figures and says he's broke. He doesn't. He makes 10.
Act broke, stay rich. Gabe.
Nah,
Act broke, stay rich.
If I made 10 figures, dude,
Let's
I would
go,
be
Sir Plum.
insufferable.
If he made 10 figures, chat, there would be a wall of Funko Pops behind him, not just a shelf. There wouldn't be space behind him. It would just be Stranger Things Funko Pops everywhere.
Plum the goat.
Actually, I think he'd be dating Millie Bobby Brown. If he
Yeah,
had
his
10
fiance would be out of the picture. Actually, it'd be a throuple. There you go. See, Preston's down for that.
I can't. I love my fiance too much.
Good comms out of you right there. Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, dude. I will say, the fact that we have a 3.5 week break after these matches is so criminal. It just kills all momentum when the season just started, bro. The season just started, and then 2 weeks
Like,
later, it's
honestly like we can realistically play one more week.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
No one's doing shit no one's doing shit for that. But I
Yeah,
think
no one's-
because they only do 4 weeks of a split. Is it 4 or 5?
it's 5 major. Our split major 1 is 5.
See, yeah, they definitely could do one more weekend and just do 2 weeks when they come back.
Mm-hmm.
And
They
even if they
bullshit.
even if they didn't do one more, like after this, I feel like they could have low key started. You know what I
bullshit.
mean? Because like I understand like next weekend is, let's say, the 19th. People maybe if they got to travel home, you know, they don't get home till maybe the Saturday. That you spend a week at home for Christmas or, you know, and everything else that goes on. But like low key, bro, who cares about New Year's? Get back on the 2nd and let's run some matches.
God.
You know what I mean? Plus, you could still be there for New Year's. I guess low key, they probably think people are gonna be hungover and shit. You know what I mean? On the 1st, everyone's gonna be dead. How is anyone gonna travel to be back for like the 2nd? Isn't Azuma's apparently trying to do a tourney during the holidays with the full teams? But I was watching Benjay earlier today, and he said he's not sure it's happening anymore.
That's like it's so hard to do that. The CDL is so strict, bro.
Yeah. Is there any Challengers Cups? That is a good question. Let me check the Challengers schedule. See if there's any Challengers stuff over that.
Who the fuck celebrates the clock turning 12? A lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people like
Huh?
that shit. He means like
Oh,
midnight, New Year's.
New Year's.
There
I will be watching Stranger Things.
There actually is a Challengers Cup the week, like not this weekend, but the next weekend. So there is Challengers to watch on the 20th on Saturday. And then there's a Challengers Cup on the 3rd. Oh, the Challengers Elite qualifier is on January 3rd. So there actually is Challengers over the break.
We can watch part of that.
We could watch party some
Okay.
Challengers, you know what I'm saying?
We can play.
Yeah, we can sign up. I think we can make the Elite low key. We'll be omit.
We can make the
There's only
elite.
one omit team right now, so. All right, yes, so chat. I mean,
Will
at least we can
we-
watch some Challengers. I'll watch party that for sure.
We'll be omit over 45.
Over 45.
Over 45. Jake's 60.
Can Preston even play? He's too old. Yeah, so
Jake's
that'll at
over
least be good. That was
55.
good comms, Brittany. I honestly didn't even think about that. I probably would have realized like one day before.
Omit Unk FC.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm with you. I hear you.
Dude, that'd be sick. Like, let's get Rafi in there too. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I hear you on the Omit Unk FC.
And no, I've never played Assassin's Creed Ghost.
I have.
Yeah, Alex is more of a single player guy than I am.
I love my single player games.
That's actually kind of gas though. I'm actually low key now I'm kind of excited to like be able to watch Challengers straight through rather than like having to check in
Nah,
between
dude.
CDL.
The Stallions are fucking ass, respectfully. How do you break down
Oh, versus
in
the
that
Unk
overload match?
versus Unction.
Versus, dude, they had
Unction is
bombs.
crazy.
They posted up in their spawn on overload with the device. They just had to run out the clock.
4v3 too.
And you just lose that.
They got picked apart. They got picked apart by Havoc, Octane, and Heist.
I wouldn't allow
Who the
that
fuck is
personally.
Heist?
He's a ranked kid. He plays just like a ranked play grinder and streamer, I think, and I think he's boys with Havoc.
I wouldn't allow that personally.
Yeah, no, you definitely wouldn't.
I gotta play, man. I'm so ass.
You're terrible.
What's this game y'all were talking about? A Way Out yesterday.
It's a game.
A two-player.
It's a game chat wants us to play, but I think it is only
like
two players.
It's like a co-op game, but like if one player,
so you don't fuck with me.
No. What we should do
to Jake's stream, you would be a part of the conversation.
Oh shit!
You're now the part-timer. Chat literally, actually, if you ask chat, they decided you're now the part-timer. I'm now.
You're a freelancer. You're a freelancer.
Freelancer, yeah. I'm freelancer and you're part-timer. So
that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, they realize that I'm there more than you, so I'm a freelancer and you're a part-timer.
But low key, if we get all three of us and there's a co-op game, we could rotate it. So like we have I don't know if it's like level based or like whatever it is, but like every certain amount of time we rotate, so we all get to duo up with each other at different points. That could be kind of cool if we want to work it in. I'm sure there's obviously also games we can play that are 3-player too. I'm down with whatever, bro. Whatever people have time for, we'll make it happen. It's just up to you guys for the most part because y'all the ones with like fucking jobs and shit out here, man. I watch COD. I'm about my bullshit, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here.
But Preston can work from home. I can't.
Yeah, Preston's a cheeser, bro.
The word you were looking for is grinder.
Nah, Preston's chat, look at the way he wears. Chat, the way Preston wears his beanie, does it look weird? You think the way Preston wears his beanie is like weird, chat, or does it look fine? Comment down below if you're watching in post. If you're still watching at this point in the podcast episode, I need you to comment what you think about the way Preston wears his beanie.
The way he wears his beanie pisses me off. I hear you. I hear you.
Preston's fiance thinks he looks stupid.
Good shit.
I told him I thought it looked normal because that's how he wears his beanie. I don't know. That's what I'm used to.
Looks like he's straight out of Vanilla Ice video. He looks like a multicolored hair barista. He's awesome. Looks fine. Thank you, Brittany. Hipster beanie, normal. Thank you.
So it looks like there's mixed opinions about the beanie. Maybe mixed opinions, but it's all good. You know what I mean?
I'm good with a hipster beanie. Sure.
Yeah. Kind of cooked.
Multicolor hair barista. Okay.
If OpTic don't win any events this year, chat, he's dyeing his hair.
I didn't say that.
The winner of whatever the color of whatever team wins champs.
I didn't say that shit at all.
I did hear.
I heard he said that.
I heard that too. Yeah.
I did not say
he gets
that
last
shit.
place in the pick'ems. Dude, low key, OpTic's about to go back to back to back, and Preston's about to go back to back to back, getting last in the pick'ems.
I'm not getting last in the pick'ems this year. I'm not.
This is this is our third season of the podcast. Is that not insane?
It is.
Bro, I went back last night because for some reason YouTube
recommended it to you.
Recommended our the playlist. So I went back to our first video. Oh my god, brother.
Is it terrible?
Bro,
lost.
You got it, dude. Also, you got to think, not only was it the first time we've all done a podcast, that was probably the first time we'd all been in a Discord call together.
Oh, it was.
You know what I mean? Anything before that, we'd briefly talked in Twitter DMs.
Mm-hmm.
So our first episode, I mean, it was quite literally like we just came out of the womb into the podcasting world.
That shit was like.
Was it actually that bad? I'm about to actually go.
Bro,
I'm about to
go back. I was using my fucking Astros headphone because I didn't have an actual headphone, so my shit sounds like fucking dog shit. That shit was
we've come along. Listen, we're technically 67 episodes in because we did that one episode where Alex wasn't here and we labeled it like a half episode, but we're 66 episodes in for all intents and purposes. Next week will be 67 for all my fucking childs in the chat.
Dick Devin.
How do I wait? Don't you have like a playlist?
Yeah, it's like a podcast playlist. on the channel because YouTube has like a podcast feature. I don't know. It's kind of cool though.
Around the CDL.
We really fucking came this far, huh?
Is this the? Oh my god, I look so weird. Is this the first one? How do I know? Yeah, episode 1. Oh my god, Alex did the fucking picture background, dude.
Yeah, he was overlaid and
he
shit.
used to do that shit.
He was all overlaid. He didn't just show his background. It was a weird.
Big too back then.
We've came a long way. Yeah, Alex, you lost hella weight since then too, bro.
Jake, your lighting is infinitely better. Oh my, all 3 of our lightings are infinitely better.
I mean, I've been like, I low-key might have lived in 3 places by the time from the time we started to now.
This shit is tragic.
Yeah, no, your background is totally different, Jake.
Yeah. I mean, definitely moved at least once, and low-key might have been twice. Hey, Brent, the show, you know what I'm saying? The show's come a long way. The show has come a long way, and it's only going to continue to come. I mean, I don't know what I mean, actually.
This shit is tragic. Oh my god.
It's
Hey, look, episode 3. We ranked all 12 teams from best to worst. This is the video that Vic was pissed at us, wasn't it? Which one was the video that Vic was like, Jake Maverick doesn't know what the fuck?
Bro, is that not insane? Wait, think about that for a second. We were like 3 episodes into the podcast, and we already had pros angry at us.
I know.
Bro, we're 66 episodes in now. I haven't heard a single peep about us in fucking 70 episodes. You know what I mean? Like I haven't heard nothing since then. What are the odds that the 3rd one was the one that got feedback from a pro and Vic was mad?
Maybe we just gotta talk more shit.
Well, if we talked more shit low key, we would get more views because people would clip it.
Fred, I'm glad OpTic dropped you. Sell your kill whore. You're not a bulldog. You're a fucking poodle.
Oh fuck.
Damn.
Damn. Not kids, bro. No, I don't go after kids. You don't talk shit. Kids would literally drop a 3.0 on OpTic when he plays you guys next.
I know. Fuck. Forgot the username. Who was the best COD player from the UK?
Benjamin Vance.
No, Kleenex.
Kleenex Danish.
Oh, from the UK.
Yeah. From the UK, definitely Vance. From Europe, Hydra. I still give it to Vance.
Okay. So I'm Pancake.
Yeah. But all right, boys, let's round out the show, man. Say your parting words. I mean, fuck. I mean, the chat might see you guys like pretty soon here over the weekend with the watch party, but you know what I'm saying? Let's close it out.
Chat, again, we appreciate y'all. We love all of y'all. If you're watching in post, shout out to all of our 1,003 subscribers on Spotify.
We definitely it ain't 1,003, brother. It's like 80.
But yeah, chat, we love all y'all. Again, we appreciate all the support. And again, we'll see y'all this weekend. I will be there this weekend. I promise. I promise y'all I'll be there this weekend. If I don't, I'm showing ass on the timeline.
Yes, please.
But chat, as I would say, if you love us, if you hate us, if you're neutral towards us, I'll add that in there now. You're still fucking watching, you dog shit fuck.
I hear you.
I hear you on dog shit fuck.
Chat, I love you. Go OpTic.
Beanie Boy.
Man, I actually I like, no bullshit. I know we say this once in a while, but genuinely, you guys mean the absolute world to us. But this is like, this to me is just so fun. It's so easy to do this. Like, it's 2 hours once a week. I have so much fun just sitting here with my guys talking COD. This rules. I don't plan on ever stopping this. This to me is just, I have way too much fun doing this, getting to share my passion with everybody. So we thank you guys, genuinely. All the time. You guys rock. You guys sit here with us when you don't have to. You listen to us spew a bunch of bullshit, and a lot of the time you don't agree with what we say, but that's part of what makes this fun. That's exactly what makes this go round. So shout out to you guys in chat. You guys make this what it is, man. As always, go OpTic.
Dude, whatever, bro. Go OpTic. What are these guys on about, bro? You guys want back-to-back champs. Let somebody else have something for once. Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, Chad. I'm over here fighting for my life. Fighting for my life over here. Chat, we appreciate you, man, for real. Thank you guys a ton. And make sure if you're listening in post on Spotify, leave a 5-star review. Drop a like, sub to the channel. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give you guys content throughout the break, so make sure you stay tuned with that between the podcast episodes, watch party and some challengers, maybe doing some other streams, playing some games. So hopefully we'll see you guys in those. And if not, hopefully we'll see you guys in the watch party this weekend, man. It's going to be an absolute banger. And yeah, bro, this is a dream come true, like Preston said. We appreciate you guys as always. And we'll see you next time, man. Peace out.
Peace.